Welcome to A Bloke in Buenos Aires, bringing you news and views in English from the capital of Argentina. Please feel free to like, subscribe and leave a comment. Milei is the darling of this year's Davos conference, but back home reality continues to bite. This week, President Milei and a small Argentine delegation travelled to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. In keeping with Milei's "There's no money" slogan, the group flew to the conference in economy class. Dressed in his trademark leather jacket and having selfies taken with the other passengers, this man of the people image should silence some of his media critics back home. At Davos, President Milei was an eagerly anticipated attendee, with dozens of world leaders queuing up to meet him and hear what he had to say. During his speech to the forum, Milei slammed socialism and feminism and said that free market economics was the only way to defend the values of the West. President Milei held up business leaders and entrepreneurs as heroes and took aim at state interventionist policies which he claimed had failed economically, socially and culturally, drawing on the Argentine experience over the last few decades as an example. A lot of his themes and style will be familiar to anyone who has followed his presidential campaign speeches. To be honest, if you happen to grow up in the 1980s, as did Javier Milei, all of this will sound very familiar indeed. Two areas perhaps hardest hit by the slashing of government subsidies are medications and transport. On Monday, bus fares went up by 45% and train and subway ticket prices have gone up too. And there's still a very long way to go. The public transport companies are privately run but operate at a loss and are propped up by government subsidies of up to 99% of running costs. This keeps the ticket prices affordable and consequently the system is well used. Subsidies aren't expected to disappear completely, and a new business model is in development and under negotiation. The costs of medications and private healthcare plans have soared by up to 320% in the last year, well above the average rate of inflation. This is going to hit pensioners and older people the hardest. Some people won't be able to afford some essential medications, and some people will probably die. Good health is something that those who have it take very much for granted. As the song says, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Devaluations and inflation are pushing rents through the roof. Increases of around 300% last year, the costs of renting are running way ahead of the current 211% official inflation rate. The previous administration had introduced a so-called rent law, which established rules around tenant-landlord contracts, including minimum terms and limited increases. December's mega decree repealed all that. Without any restrictions, rents are expected to rise by up to 500% this year, and more landlords are asking for rents to be paid in dollars. This new situation is something that young single people find almost impossible to cope with. Even those with professional qualifications and a good job find their salaries shrinking in real terms and a place of their own becoming harder and harder to obtain or to maintain. People in their 20s or even into their 30s find themselves forced to move back in with their parents. Not really the start in life they had expected. However, despite disappointment, young Argentines feel this is something they're going to have to get used to. It's time for Argentina to pay its bills, and the young middle classes are going to have to lower their lifestyle expectations. After all, it's what they voted for. And in other news, when living in the north of Buenos Aires, in the city or in the province, it's very easy to forget that there's another side to Argentina, a world where the realities and problems of everyday life are totally different. The middle classes living in their leafy suburbs, gated communities and spacious apartments do their best to ignore the harsh realities of life on the south side of the city and in the shanty towns, or Villa-Miseries as they're known. On Sunday, in the provincial district of La Matanza, about 35 kilometers from Buenos Aires capital, there was a shootout that left 5 people dead, mostly in their 20s, and another 8 wounded. All of this took place due to a difference of opinion over the use of a plot of land in the shanty town. The victims were mostly Bolivians and Peruvians, quite possibly illegal immigrants. The police are searching for 3 young men believed to be Paraguayans. It seems that rich or poor in Buenos Aires, a place to live is always an issue. That's some of the news from Buenos Aires over the last few days. Please let me know what you think about these and any other recent topics in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to see more content like this. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee in the link below. And until next time, que tengas un buen día.